name is Christopher Lunn, and this is Democratic Perspectives. Today, we are having a panel discussion with 4 prominent citizens talking about early voting in Nevada and early voting, which is coming up October the 18th. To my immediate left is Cindy Trigg, who is the current Vice President of the Douglas County School Board and running for re-election. Vote for Cindy, please. She is a present board member of the Nevada Association of School Boards, was the Nevada Democratic State Party rural organizer covering 15 of 17 Nevada counties, and I'll let her elaborate on that a little bit later because she was quite successful in her endeavors this past year. Her son, Matt, has just recently graduated from UNR and also graduated from the Lake Schools. Immediately to Cindy's left is Chuck Vickery, a retired United States Air Force officer and pilot. He taught for a number of years at Carson City High School as a math teacher. Next to Chuck is Jane Forraker-Thompson, a local past candidate for county commissioner. Jane is a noted criminologist in the Mountain West, working for a number of state entities in Idaho, I believe New Mexico, Nevada. To her immediate left is Paul Belt, local Douglas County realtor, a public relations chair, I might add, for the Douglas County Democratic Central Committee. Paul spent a number of years in Arizona, in John McCain's home state, as a technology contractor at a military base. Our topic today is early caucus and early voting. As you know, Nevada was an early caucus state for the first time in our U.S. history, along with Iowa and New Hampshire. It was very exciting for everyone, and our panel is here to give us a little insight on how Nevada citizens saw that early voting and early caucus. And how did it affect you, Cindy?
Well,
or how did you see it as a party operative?
As a party operative, first of all, I'd like to thank you for giving us this opportunity to let our community know how important the early caucus window was for the state of Nevada. Early in the process, Harry Reid had said that there was going to be over 100,000 people show up to the caucuses, and everybody kind of backed away from that, really afraid that he'd overstepped or predicted what was going to happen. And as it turned out, we had almost 118,000 people show up for Nevada's early caucus. What that meant for Nevada voters, for the Democrats, it helped the Republican Party also, but it put Nevada on the map. We had people, we had all the candidates show up to Nevada for the first time. We had young people getting involved at a rate that has not been seen before. We had also had every single county was able to organize and come together to have a county convention, which is something that has never been done in Nevada politics before. In addition to that, in the rural areas, we sat 100% of the rural delegates that were able to attend the state convention. What it also did was it set up a foundation for our candidate Jill Derby to be able to have a working organization in Humboldt County, Elko County, White Pine County. It rallied the troops. It's been a lot of hard work for a lot of people for over the past year, but it was worth it to Nevada. It inspired our young folks to get out and become part of the process rather than sitting back and complaining about the process. Is a caucus state the best way to go? The jury is in on that, and most people would like to see us be a primary state as opposed to a caucus state. However, that's tax dollars, or the parties are going to have to pony up to have 2 primaries in an election year as opposed to only 1 primary. Is a primary more fair? Yes, it is. But one of the big reasons Nevada was picked as an early state was because it was a caucus state as opposed to a primary state. So I was very excited about it, did a lot of work, did a lot of traveling, organized 15 of 17 counties for the precinct caucuses, started out meeting with 1 or 2 people per meeting all the way out in Ely, and eventually, had 18, 20 people were able to put together central committees. So I think for Nevada, it was a tremendous boom, and I'd like to see us continue being an early caucus state. So I'd really like to hear how things went in Douglas, because unfortunately I wasn't able to be here.
Well, for me, it was it really created the interest and got people thinking about it a lot earlier than we normally would. It was nice being at the front of the line instead of the end of the line and taking the results from what everybody else had decided. There were some drawbacks. You get a little bit of voter fatigue over a period of time. But probably the best thing, a couple of real benefits. One was the opportunity to really meet the candidates, particularly at that Nevada appeal when they all came by there after their first debate that they had. The other side benefit, I think, was a financial benefit to the state. I think we probably picked in a little extra money for the state coffers because the attention this brought in from around the nation. So that's my take on it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Cindy for her organizing in the rurals. She traveled over 30,000 miles organizing and getting people out and teaching them how to do this for people who had never done it before. I thought it was very exciting. I prefer the caucuses over primary. Most of the states I've lived in are primary states. I enjoyed the caucuses. There were complaints because we had more people out than we were ready for, prepared for, and it became chaotic, not only among Democrats but Republicans too. But that was exciting to have people out for the first time. And I think that was a real benefit. And some of that excitement has remained with us. We are still working with young people and people who have not been part of the process ever before. They've stuck with us. They're still being workers in the community now. So I think it was a real benefit. I loved having the candidates early. We had one panel of 8 Democratic candidates early on. Sponsored by my union, the AFSCME union, which is government workers. I was very proud that they were able to do that, and we were all astounded to see all these national figures in Carson City, so that was fun.
Well, I can tell you in my lifetime, in 40 years, I've never seen as many candidates that have come to the Douglas County area. In fact, in one 4-day period, I was able to shake Senator Obama's hand and past President Bill Clinton's hand and talk to both of them. This was just unheard of in my whole lifetime. I'm used to never ever seeing the candidates. And so I'd have to thank Senator Harry Reid for moving us up into the list and making Nevada such a prominent state.